Today, let's talk about a flat white. What exactly is a flat white? Where does it originate from? This is how a flat white looks. It contains steamed milk and a double shot of espresso. This coffee drink is becoming popular across the world, and many people are loving it. If you're a barista, you've noticed that many coffee lovers are nowadays ordering for a flat white. But what makes the flat white different from the latte, cappuccino, and the cortado? This is what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, because I've simplified this video so that you as a beginner barista or as a home barista, you can have a clear understanding about a flat white and how you can make it like a professional barista. I am going to be using this home espresso machine. Let's start with the origin of the flat white. Where does it originate from and when was it introduced? The flat white was introduced in the 1980s, and there are two countries that claim to have the origin of the flat white. We have Australia and New Zealand. New Zealand claimed to have made the first flat white as a failed experiment of the cappuccino, and for the Australian baristas claim to have invented a flat white as they were trying to find a coffee drink that has more espresso with a much creamier taste than the latte and the cappuccino. But whoever invented this flat white, thank you, because it's such an amazing coffee drink. So let me show you now how to make a flat white step by step, while showing you some of the most common mistakes that you shouldn't do when making a flat white. For you to be able to make a good flat white, you need to be able to extract a perfect shot of espresso, because the unique quality of a flat white is the amount of espresso that it contains. This is what makes it balance well with the milk, because a flat white has more espresso than the milk. For a flat white, we're going to be using a double shot of espresso. For this home espresso machine, since the pot filter is a bit small, we're going to be using 18 grams as our dose of coffee. Weigh your weighing scale, then grind your coffee. After grinding our coffee, we're going to be weighing it again to ensure that we have 18 grams. We're going to be distributing and tamping it evenly. So I'm using a 2-in-1 distribution tool. This is the distribution side and this is the tamper. So I use the distributor to evenly distribute, as you can see. Then I'm going to evenly tamp to create that compact coffee bed. Backflash your espresso machine. So I'm going to be extracting my double shot of espresso. I used 18 grams as my dose, so my yield out is going to be 36. I use a 1:2 ratio for my double shot of espresso. Then insert the pot filter in the group head, put your weighing scale. Then we're going to be using a 6-ounce cup for our flat white, because we need a small size cup that we can have less milk in our flat white. Now this is our double shot of espresso. The next step, this is the most important one, is steaming our milk for the flat white. For the milk of a flat white, I'm going to be injecting in very less air so that we can create very less foam for our flat white. This is what makes it different from the cappuccino, because it doesn't have too much foam. So if you steam your milk and it has too much foam, I'm sorry to inform you, but that's not a flat white. The milk for a flat white should have very less foam. Let's prepare our steaming one, and I'm going to be showing you how I steam my milk for a flat white. One thing that you should know, this is a home espresso machine, so it doesn't have a lot of pressure. It might take a much longer time. So you see my positioning of the steaming one. I start my steaming for the milk. I injecting in the air for the milk just for small seconds. Then I lift up my jug. For this Bravo espresso machine, it will take around 20 seconds to perfectly steam your milk. And if you're using a commercial espresso machine, it will take around 12 minutes to reach the desirable temperature for your flat white. The ideal temperature when steaming your flat white, it shouldn't exceed 65. You can use a thermometer to measure the temperature or hold the base of your milk jug while steaming. This is our silky milk texture for our flat white. As you can see, it's very silky. This is what makes the flat white to become creamy. So we're going to be mixing it in our double shot of espresso. You start by mixing in the center, creating that clean base. Then next, we're going to be pouring our latte art. So this is a basic tulip that I have made for my flat white. Since we are having that silky milk texture for the flat white, this is why you're able to make a good latte art on your flat white. So you can practice and make different latte art designs for a flat white. This is the foam for the flat white, and this is because we injected in less air when we are steaming our milk. For you to have a perfect taste for your flat white, you don't need to overheat up your milk. So a 65-degree temperature is what is going to make your flat white have that creamy mouthfeel that most people are aiming at when they order for a flat white. You can also make a good latte art on your flat white. This is one of the reasons why many specialty coffee shops love the flat white. Now it's time for us to test our flat white, and here are the reasons why most coffee lovers are nowadays loving the flat white. The first thing is the size of the cup. This size of cup allows you to have much shot of espresso and less milk, which gives a clear balance between the milk and the espresso. And when it comes to the texture of this flat white, since it's steamed on the ideal temperature and it doesn't have too much foam, it's going to give you that creamy mouthfeel, which won't be very strong, and it will be amazing for most of the people. This is an amazing coffee drink that I would recommend for you to try if you haven't tried it. This flat white, it's not very milky like a latte, it doesn't have too much foam like a cappuccino, and it's not very strong like a macchiato. This is just the right coffee drink for you. So now here's the debate. Are you someone who loves a flat white, or you're someone who loves a latte or a cappuccino? Share with me what's your favorite coffee in the comment section below. And if you want to know more how to make the different coffee drinks like a professional barista, I would recommend for you to watch this video next, so that you can be able to make amazing coffee drink as a home barista or as a beginner barista.